I think the better course is to have second special counsel. Let Mr. Mueller keep looking into Russian interference. Let him keep looking for evidence of collusion, but have a separate special counsel look into decisions made and not made in 2016 with respect to the Bureau and the department.
Now, a key point is that Huber was first nominated by then-President Barack Obama. So if he brings criminal charges, it will have credibility. Likewise, if he finds no criminal wrongdoing, it will be noted this was someone who stepped down when Barack Obama left office, was renominated by President Trump with the backing of very conservative Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah. So this is a pretty big development tonight, Sandra.
Ed Henry will stay on it. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Here now with reaction, Corey Lewandowski, former Trump campaign manager. He's currently serving as chief strategist for the Trump super PAC, America First Action. Corey, thanks for being here tonight. Be great to have you first react to this news. The Attorney General deciding no second special counsel, at least for now, sort of leaving the door open. What do you think?
Look, I have to say I agree with Congressman Trey Gowdy. A second special counsel is needed. It is warranted. While I respect the fact that Attorney General Sessions is moving forward with an investigation with an individual who has prosecutorial ability here and someone who's outside the Beltway, I respect that. But all of the evidence that we have seen as it relates to Pfizer abuses, as it relates to Jim Comey giving information to a former law professor of his to make sure it made it into the public sphere, as it relates to Andrew McCabe and the IG report that we're waiting on, as it relates to Schrock and Page and all of the other abuses that have taken place at the FBI, including but not limited to the tarmac meeting between Bill Clinton and then the Attorney General of the Clinton administration, of the Obama administration, we have to make sure a special counsel is in place to hold these people accountable.
So what does it tell you that he's not doing that? I mean, you go to this wide-ranging Time Magazine interview that Jeff Sessions did. As Time Magazine put it, is Jeff Sessions winning for Donald Trump, as they titled it?
Well, look, I think Jeff Sessions is a great man. I know him very well, and I have great respect for what he's done for our country. But I think in this particular case, and I agree with Trey Gowdy, I agree with other members of the Republican leadership who have been able to see information that they have been concerned about, and they were the ones who were asking the Attorney General of the United States to appoint that second special counsel. They have more information than the general public does. And when Trey Gowdy, a person who has intimate knowledge of what has taken place of the Pfizer abuse system, has asked for this, I think it is an obligation for the Attorney General to go and appoint that second person. I know many people have called for it. We have to hold the FBI individuals accountable for the abuses that they've had.
All right. Well, and we do know that he also revealed that federal prosecutor John Huber will be looking into certain issues involving the FBI and the DOJ. Here's an excerpt from that Time Magazine piece, and Sessions talking about the president's loyalty, saying, "I want to do what the president wants me to do, but I do feel like we're advancing the agenda that he believes in. And what's good for me is it's what I believe in, too." So I'm just wondering, what is he trying to say there?
I think what I think Attorney General Jeff Sessions is trying to say there is the agenda that this president believes in is cracking down on illegal immigration, stopping the MS-13 gangs. Those are the same things that General Sessions has fought for when he was then Senator Sessions. So I think the president and General Sessions are completely aligned on the issue of stopping illegal immigration.
So is he going to keep his job? Do you think he'll keep his job then?
I do. I believe Attorney General Sessions is going to keep his job for the foreseeable future.
Interesting. He also had this to say on the recusal, which, of course, some might say that the president really has never quite gotten over. "I think I did the right thing," said Sessions. I don't think the Attorney General can ask everybody else in the department to follow the rules if the Attorney General doesn't follow them. Has the president really been able to come around on that issue, Corey? I know you speak to him often.
Well, as you know, I don't speak for the president, but I do think that he's been very clear that he's been disappointed that prior to the nomination of Jeff Sessions to be the highest law enforcement officer in the land as the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions did not tell then President-elect Trump that he was going to recuse himself from any potential investigation as it related to Russia. And look, I was on the campaign for a long period of time. Then Senator Sessions was part of the campaign on the periphery. He endorsed President Trump at the time, candidate Trump, but he wasn't actively involved in the decision makings of the campaign. So this notion that he had to recuse himself is, I still think, a little foreign to a lot of people. And if he was going to do that, I think he should have told the president or president-elect prior to accepting the position.
I want to move on to the shakeup inside the White House. As we know today, the VA Secretary Shulkin is out. The White House physician, Ronnie Jackson, is in. This is causing the media to run with this chaos inside the White House story right now. And on his way out, Shulkin penned this sort of scathing op-ed in the New York Times where he talked about a toxic, chaotic, disrespectful Washington. And I'm just wondering, from your view, did that look like a parting shot at the president?
You know, I have great respect for the former VA secretary, and I think he actually did a fairly good job. And I think he's right. Washington, D.C. is a swamp. We've been saying this now for the last 15 months. But no one is giving credit to Admiral Jackson, who's coming in to put a new view on the VA. And the most important thing that we have to remember is that we're giving our veterans, the men and women who served in our military, the best possible care. And while I understand that he was and still is an active duty military officer, he's going to step down from that. He understands, because he has friends who have retired from the military, some of the broken problems in the VA, and he's going to be able to put a new light on that. And he should be praised for the fact that a physician is going to be able to take over the Veterans Affairs Administration, should he be confirmed, and give a new perspective on making sure that our veterans get the best care possible. I don't know how anybody can criticize him for that.
It sounds like I don't have to ask you if you think that he's the right guy for the job. I want to move on to a story that seems to be changing tonight, and that is the departure of Andrew McCabe, the top FBI official, as we all know, was fired just hours before his official retirement was set to take place. He is now soliciting online donations for his legal defense fund, Corey. And I'll tell you something that even if you know the story, you may not know now. And this is the posting asking for this GoFundMe account, picture of the family, his son, his daughter, the family dog, a goal of $150,000. And now, as of tonight, I think that number has been climbing. What was the latest? $175,000 it has now climbed to. His spokesperson, Melissa Schwartz, has put out this statement via Twitter saying the support for Andrew #McCabe has been overwhelming, humbling, and deeply appreciated. Unfortunately, the need for a legal defense fund is a growing reality. Please click here for info about the official Andrew McCabe Defense Fund. Your thoughts on that?
Well, he's going to need a lot more money than that, just because the fact that he was fired, that his worst days are not behind him. They're clearly in front of him. We are anxiously awaiting the Inspector General's report, which clearly delineates that we believe that he lied to the Inspector General, that he clearly allowed either other members of the FBI or himself to leak information. We believe that that's in the report. We know that that's a violation, and he should be held accountable to the same standards of every other person when they speak to someone at the FBI, which is if you tell them a lie, it is called a felony. You can go ask Mike Flynn about it. You can go ask a whole bunch of other people. The only people who get away with it are Hillary Clinton, Huma Abedin, Cheryl Mills, and who do they all speak to? Andrew McCabe. It's amazing. When they lie to the FBI, supposedly, there's no accountability. Andrew McCabe lies, no accountability. He's going to need a lot more money than $160,000 to defend himself for the lies he's told.
You sound pretty fired up tonight, Corey.
Well, look, he's a deep state, and there has to be accountability. The problem is these FBI agents have had no accountability, and the American people deserve better.
Yeah, a lot going on, a lot of changes happening inside the White House and the news and Jeff Sessions tonight. A lot we were able to get to. Corey, it's good to have you on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Team Trump scores a major legal victory in the Stormy Daniels scandal. But does this mean the president and his attorney, Michael Cohen, are completely in the clear? Constitutional law attorney Jonathan Turley has the answer. Next, plus, a former New Orleans Saints cheerleader fighting back after being fired over an Instagram post. Bailey Davis will be here to tell us why she is now accusing the team of discrimination.
We're both employed by the Saints.